Hi, my name is Gil, and I want to talk about getting hit high in Skullgirls. I want to explain to you there are 5 situations, at least off the top of my head, under which you can get hit high. First, I'm going to go over some basics, okay? First thing I'm going to discuss is that there are no exceptions under which you get hit if you are blocking correctly. What I mean by that is Parasol right now is blocking high. I know the dummy is crouching, but ignore that. The dummy's set to block high. If I do any amount of highs in any way, she will block them even though she's crouching. She's going to stand up to do it, and she's going to block. A high block should not be crouching. This is a high block. You're standing. This is what it looks like. Okay? A low block involves crouching. Now she can get hit by highs, but she cannot be hit by lows. Okay? That's the basics of blocking in SG. You can block high, you can block low, and if you're blocking correctly, you're blocking. Trust me. If you weren't, well, it's something else. But you block low, you block low, you block high, you block high. That's it. There are states, however, that can alter your hurt boxes, that can make it so that you get hit by things that would normally whiff, which hit high. And that's mainly what's going to be discussed today. But I'm still going to, like I said, I'm covering the basics. So we covered if you're blocking high or low, you're blocking. Let's also talk about multi-hits real quick, because I want to cover that, and rising normals. Multi-hits, only the first one that touches you has that property. This is high-mid, not high-high, because jump medium kick has 2 hits. But that's only if the first one hits you is at high-mid. Let me see if I can actually not suck. It's going to be... Okay, that second hit hits high because it was the first one to make contact. That's how Skullgirls works, okay? This is high-mid, but not because the second hit of jump medium kick is mid. Both of them hit high. It's just that multi-hits only... Their property only counts on the first hit that makes contact. This is high-mid-mid, or high-mid-mid-mid, since I got 4 there. This is high-mid-mid, etc. And I'm bad. That's high-mid. So, when it comes to multi-hits, you only have to block the first hit that touches you correctly. Okay? But certain characters can chain normals. Valentine, well, everyone can chain normals, but they can chain normals during their overhead strings. This is a double overhead, because that's light punch and then light kick. Just 2 different moves. That's 2 overheads. You have to block both of those high. That's not the same as the multiple hits of these moves. Okay, all of those only hit high once. This hits high twice. You should know that. The next thing you should know is that while rising normals would whiff on Parasol while she's crouching, they're not going to whiff on you if you're a big character like Big Band. Okay? He gets hit by that regardless. Even though he's crouching, he gets hit by rising normals. So he gets hit by faster overheads than this. Okay? Parasol doesn't get hit by this under normal circumstances. Okay? So, let's talk about abnormal circumstances. We've already discussed one of them, which is being big. So we've covered the first 2 things. You got hit high because you were crouching, and you got hit by a rising normal because you were very big. Okay? So, how can I get hit by a rising normal if I'm not big? 1, 2... That's Fuzzy Guard. A lot of people already know what this is. It's a 2D fighting game thing. 3D fighting games have Fuzzy Guards, and they're absolutely, completely unrelated to this subject and this idea. So ignore the concept of 3D Fuzzy Guards if you come from 3D fighting games. It's not the same here. A Fuzzy Guard here is when you are trapped in high block stun long enough, and I'm bad, that a rising normal will make contact with you. What Parasol's doing there is she's blocking this high, and then she's blocking low while she's still stuck in a standing state. So this normal is now connecting. That's a Fuzzy Guard. That exists in a lot of 2D fighters. So that's the 3rd situation. What is the 4th and 5th situations? Actually, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Sorry, my speech isn't great. So what is the 4th situation? If we talked about getting hit high normally, being too big, and Fuzzy Guard, the 4th situation is that there are mids in Skullgirls, which if you choose to block high, will put you in enough block stun that you can be hit by a rising normal. Valentine's Kraut Light Punch on a large selection of the cast, but not all of it, is one of those normals. Her Crouch Light Punch is +6. +6 is enough time on Parasol that if Parasol blocks this Crouch Light Punch standing, and then chooses to block low afterwards, she can get hit by Rising Light Punch. I call this a pseudo-fuzzy guard because I don't know what else to call it. By all means, it's a fuzzy guard, but it's not caused by the traditional high, it's caused by mid. There are many characters that can do this, okay? You should watch out for it. Fuko is the main offender. You think you can just stand block all her air stuff that's mid, but she can actually do a Rising Light Punch and hit you high. It's scary. You should watch out for it. So what are the other two offenders? The other two offenders come from landing. So what we're going to do now is turn blocking to after first hit and try to do a setup. I'm going to be very bad at it. It's going to make this video very long, and I'm going to be very sad. But that's okay. Kind of. Did you see that? Okay. That's technically a dummy bug. That's not going to work on a real opponent most of the time, but it actually can. So what happened there is that Light Punch connected high with Parasol. But why? Okay. So the reason why is Parasol was stand blocking in the air, and she was stand blocking when she landed. And as soon as she landed, she switched to a low block. A human opponent can do this, and it has happened in tournaments, so it's very real. So don't think this is a training dummy bug, but technically it's a training dummy bug. This setup shouldn't work on anybody that was low blocking if they were low blocking the entire time from being in the air all the way to landing on the ground. If Parasol was crouch blocking while she was in the air, and she landed while crouch blocking and continued to crouch block, that would not hit her. That hit her because she started crouch blocking after she landed, and she landed while she was stand blocking. Just like that, okay? So this can happen to you, but it is not a fully legitimate setup. I don't really know how to talk about this, but people flinch block. So this happens to them, and that's why it happens to them. And if you call an assist with it and you just whiff Light Punch, this is probably pretty real. So what is the other situation? Right? We've talked about you just crouch block, we've talked about you're big, we've talked about fuzzy guard, we've talked about fuzzy guarding from a mid, and now we've talked about switching from stand block to low block after landing. That's 5 situations. What is situation number 6? Situation number 6 is throwing. We're talking about mashing throw. So, in this case, we need Parasol to reversal throw. Okay. Do you understand why that works? Throws make your character stand up. If you're mashing throw because you think it's a throw reset and you're just pressing on throw, throw makes you stand up and you get hit by rising normals. That's situation number 6. I'm pretty sure that works on anyone that your standing normal would, your rising normal would connect on them while they're standing, because throw should make them stand up just as tall. So yeah, those are the 6 situations under where you can get high. You're either crouch blocking, you're crouch blocking and you get hit by a rising normal because you're big. You got fuzzy guarded because you blocked something with high that forces you to block high, that puts you in enough block stun that you got touched by a rising normal and you were blocking low. You were blocking a mid high and then got hit by a high rising normal. You landed while standing and then crouched. Or you were mashing throw. Okay? So, I'm sorry for the hiccups in this video and the failures, but this is the best take of it I did, and I hope this goes over all the situations that I can think of why you got hit high in Skullgirls. And I'm going to reiterate and remind you, all of these situations meant you just weren't blocking high. But these situations put you... These cases are situations in which you can get high under which you would normally not get hit high, aside from crouching. These are situations that you can be hit high by things that would normally whiff on you, which is why I wanted to go over that. So, thanks, and I hope this helps somebody.